It's working well?
We have about 250 viewers now.
What?
250 viewers from the internet.
Great. Okay, so welcome everybody. So we are here in Serenity Ridge, Lignature Institute Retreat Center. We are having our spring retreat, and it used to be only retreat. These teachings happen here now with the internet. Now it seems like certainly open up, right? Everywhere, probably many countries. This timing allows a lot of people. I noticed the other day when we did an evening talk at the Unity Church, very dedicated 6 Turkish practitioners were still practicing. So I particularly want to, say thank you for staying that late. And so I'm very happy to continue. So what we're going to do this afternoon here, evening there, and whatever time is where you are, is we're going to do the inner refuge prayers. And those you know, you can probably try to remember that. Those you don't know, and you know what that is. So the first part of the prayer, we're trying to stay connected with the stillness and the spaciousness in ourselves. In the second part of the prayer, we'll try to connect with the silence and that awareness in ourselves. And the third part of the practice, we will try to connect with the spaciousness and the openness and the warmth in ourselves. So I will guide the practice, and basically I'm going to guide a long session of practice. So this practice will be part of the teaching, and teaching will be part of the practice. Okay, so and then afterward we will have some opportunity to ask some questions. So then we'll open up here and everywhere else. Okay? Yeah. How do you feel? Everybody here? So I'm asking how do people who grew up here feels. I think everybody is. So it's nice to feel this connection, So it's truly that we're all connected, I mean, always connected, but when we know we're connected, it feels better. One's own body, the source of all positive quality without exception, is the expanse within 3 channels and 5 chakras. I take refuge in this body of emptiness. Just allow your body to fully rest. Gradually draw your attention inward. Be aware of your body. From the crown to the sole of the feet. Be aware like a mother with love, full attention, looking at the child. Your body is like that child. Your attention, your awareness is like that mother. Like a child, body is feeling that attention, body is feeling that love. Body is resting in that warmth. Feel the stillness in your body this moment as we all are still. Feel that stillness in your bloodstream. Feel the stillness in your movement in your head, in your heart. In your thoughts, in your feelings, in your emotions. Feel the stillness everywhere in your body, in every cell. Gradually be aware of that inner stillness through the stillness of your body or the stillness beyond this physical body. A stillness of being. Gradually be aware of unbounded sacred space which is there in that stillness. Stillness, it's like a door through which you are aware or through which you see that unbounded sacred space. Feel the refuge toward that unbounded sacred space like a Christian priest will feel refuge toward Christ, a Buddhist monk will feel refuge toward the Buddha, or shaman feel refuge toward the sacred mountain. If you feel same relationship to the inner refuge like the monk and the cries, praise, then imagine the experiences what the monk will feel when the monk sees, meets, encounters Buddha, a joy, a tears of joy, experiences of heart opening. The experience is similar. The lost child finds the mother. How much joy that child has. Recognition, familiarity, receiving joy, love, care, attention, protection. The tears of joy. The experience of opening, deep opening. Allow those experiences. You are recognizing your inner mother, inner divine, yourself, the truth. This unbounded sacred space, it's indestructible, changeless. Like a sky. All the universe, many universe, stars, different planet, they come and go. The weathers, they come and go. The mountains and trees, they come and go. None of these movements affecting the sky. None of those changes affecting the sky. None of those cessation, the sky is not feeling losing anything, because sky is sky. It only hosts everything what happens in it. You are that sky because you are that unbounded sacred space. You are having a glimpse of connection. Feel the support, the collective support this very moment. And those you are having a hard time, don't try. Just allow. There is enough support happening collectively here to help you. If you allow, you will have connection. the more you feel connection, the more you're aware of it, more you're familiar with that unbounded sacred space, the inner refuge, the more you feel stable, more you feel changeless, more you feel protected, less you are threatened by changes, less you're threatened by impermanence around your life. Just for a moment, be in that sacred space, individually, collectively, and host whatever experience of impermanence that you are feeling this time in your life. You are feeling scared, host that feeling. You are feeling lost, host that feeling. You don't know what to do, host that feeling, thoughts. You feel helpless, host that. You don't feel clear enough which direction to go, what decision to make. Just host those thoughts and feelings in that space, in this space. Allow all those fears, doubts, anxiousness dissolve in that space by simply being in that space. And feel support this moment, a collective support from all over the world. A great collective sacred space that we are connected in this moment. Allow in that space. We all host each other's. And trust the strength will come from this place. Trust the clarity will arise from that space. Trust the solution will arise from that space. Trust the joy, happiness will arise from that space. Like a child who continuously remains connected with the mother, who receives this quality, receives the connection, joy, love, protection, solution, same. A child do have a trust to the mother. A baby does trust mother. And baby does know mother. Feel that trust. Second refuge. Are completely clear by the wisdom wind, revealing an unelaborated primordial expanse of the sky. I take refuge in this body of light. Listen and hear the silence around and within. Listen and feel that silence also in your body. In your blood pressure, in your heart, in your brain. In all the chakras, channels, in every part of your body. Just feel that silence. Gradually feel the deep sense of peace in that silence. Usually when you feel silence, when you hear silence, absence of all your own thought, noises of your thoughts, your emotions, naturally you'll feel more sense of peace, or naturally there is more peace. If you're aware of it, it feels stronger. Gradually be aware of the sense of present. There is a presence of awareness in that inner peace, in that silence. Like when the clouds are gone, sky is clear, sun shines. When these noises are gone, you feel more peace, there is more awareness. And the awareness is simply a sense of knowing, a sense of presence, being conscious, being awake, being alert, vivid, clear, sharp, connected. Rather than disconnected, becoming dull. That awareness is we refer as a second refuge, Rigpa, the body of light. Be aware of that. The second refuge, that awareness help us clarity, answers, solutions, hope, seeing light, giving strength, energy, by simply being aware of that light. Trust that. Trust the inner light. Third refuge. Five wisdom light, rays from non-dual sphere of light emanates. Near the webs of darkness of ignorance, I take refuge in this body of great bliss. Be aware of that spaciousness of your mind, the openness of your mind and heart, like a crystal clear sky. Feel that space not only within you, between all of us, between all the cyber sangha, and gradually allow the warmth and feel and connect with that warmth, like when the sky is clear, sun shines, you feel the warmth. Feel that warmth, joy, bliss, joy of being, joy of truth, joy of what is. And feel that collective sense of space and collective warmth that feel among us, between us. The warmth without boundary, without warmth without beyond the time and space. Allow that warmth to give support, strength, inspiration, joy in your life this moment. Those you particularly facing challenges, facing experience of impermanence. Just feel these warmth and the warm collective warmth that you're experiencing this moment is the source of your strength, inspiration. But this will be always there when you're alone, when you tune into that space, it's there. Here we are feeling enormous collective support. Okay. So everybody here who are listening here or in listening from all over the world, I know like not everybody is probably facing impermanence or challenges, and so those you are not, and these teachings will be more like a support to become strong and to understand aspect of the teaching. And those you are facing some challenges, this might be a little bit helpful. So just for example, whatever like challenges that you are facing, the impermanence that you are facing, if you look at that, why it is so difficult, why that situation is very difficult, why it is painful, why it is confusing, why you feel helpless, sometimes hopeless. why we are not able to process or host those changes well. It's simply because a space in which we are hosting it and the awareness which we are dealing with it. So, space in which we are hosting it, you can feel clearly that you don't feel you have enough space to hold it. Your space is small and the event is big. Your space is very shakeable, changeable, fearful, and the event is shaking you so much. So, as I was leading the practices earlier, is if we're trying to be aware and conscious of that first refuge, basically that sacred space, and it's one of the most unique quality of it, it's unchangeable. We always say unchangeable. That is clearly there. So anytime when we go take refuge through the deep stillness and we feel that inner sacred space, and when we feel the connection to that, we are feeling, or maybe we should be more conscious of that unchanging aspect. Because people say during the meditation, they would say, oh, I feel so open, I feel so grounded, I feel like flying, I feel unchangeable, I feel youth, I feel joy. You see, people can say any experiences can arise from there, but some of the unique quality from that first refuge is that stability, like a sky which doesn't change, the space which doesn't change, the inner space which is indestructible. So when you feel it, you feel the one, you means the one who is very weak, the one who is feeling very challenged, the one who is suffering, feeling with a lot of pain, it's being supported by that stable state of space. By simply journeying in, feeling connection to it, and becoming familiar with it, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and in the end, you feel a little stronger, you feel a little bit more stable, you feel a little bit okay, it's okay, this can happen, it's okay, this change can happen. You gain, gradually you gain that quality which you are missing this moment in your life from the first refuge. What that quality is? Stability, strength. By taking refuge, by connecting with it. Most of the time in our life, we disconnect with that space, like a child who loses the connection with the mother and does not know where even the mother is, and feeling lost, feeling hungry, feeling not take care, feeling unloved. And that's how sometimes we feel. We feel exactly like that. So as child will look for mother, we look for our inner mother, the inner sacred space, and inner sacred space is there. And if you cannot feel directly, and 3 doors, the stillness of the body, silence of the speech, spaciousness of the mind, are the doorway to go through one of these and feel the connection to it and rest there. When you are facing challenges with impermanence, I would recommend do as frequently as possible. Every hour, a few minutes. and extend the minutes. It's not so much you have to work hard trying to do so many things. It's only being conscious, only being aware of it. It helps, like the child. When child knows the presence of mother in the room, that's all what matters to the child. Child stop crying, child feels secure, child feel loved, care, attention is there. Child is not asking constantly. Mother is not saying, I'm giving you, I'm giving you, I'm giving you. No. There is no asking, demanding, nothing. It's simply mother's nature is to give. Child's nature is to receive. What requires is the awareness of connection. And connection, that awareness is not effort. In fact, effort is the opposite of that awareness. Just being conscious. So you become very strong and feeling a lot of strength with those changes. On the other hand, in the second refuge, when we talk about the body of light, the refuge in that awareness, that light, that awareness, it's very much, as what is the light? What is the role of the light? Role of the light is it makes you see things. If you bring the light in a dark room, you know where to step and where not to step, which direction to move, which direction not to move, what to touch, what you should not touch. Same way, the awareness is the solution. It gives you a direction, but of course you can say, how does a direction? It's not like receiving like an email, like a ping shows up, saying do this, giving a message like that. It's kind of like that a little bit, In order to receive a message from in your iPhone, you need to have a battery enough. You need to have a screen should be illuminated enough to see the message. If you turn down the screen in the screensaver mode, completely dark, ping, the message comes, you don't see it because there's no light there to see it. So the same way, the awareness is when you're awareness, when your connection to the awareness is there, the message from the universe, it's more frequent. You receive them. You not only receive them, you see them. The solution is almost effortless solution. Knowing it's not very effortful. Trying to know it's effortful. Not knowing it's a lot of effort. Knowing does not have an effort. So those who are going through experience of challenges and experience of impermanence at this moment, my recommendation here is to trust. I know those you're listening first time here, maybe you may be not so familiar with what I'm talking about, the inner refuge, and then I would recommend that awakening the luminous mind, and there's also some a few more like videotapes in YouTube, on my Facebook. There are a little more explanations about the inner refuge. I think I would recommend trying to learn more about it. But I think it's what I'm saying here is hopefully quite simple enough. So also, where we would reflect the changes in our life, as I said earlier, that a space, not having enough space to accommodate that change, not having enough awareness to process that change is what is lacking. That's quite clear. So in order to expand that space, go to inner refuge to feel that connection to the unbounded sacred space, in order to have that awareness, consciousness, Rigpa, to go into the second refuge, trying to connect with that through the silence. So when you feel more connection to that, you will have more space and you will have more awareness to process them. And also, maybe it's good to think like sometime, whatever the changes that you are going through this moment, you feel very lost or you're suffering, you feel hopeless and all those things. But also remember, this is not the first time you're feeling like that. Right? This is not the first time you're feeling like that. Long time ago, or maybe not that long time ago, I don't know. You have felt that before. When you felt that before, for example, look at your first heartbroken relationship, right? Probably if you first fall in love, first time get very engaged, involved in relationship, and somebody dumps you, and you thought you found a soulmate, turn out to be not a soulmate, but very painful, and you felt like completely lost, painful, angry, hopeless, sense of losing trust, all those experiences. Maybe now, if you look back, you feel, I'm so happy I did not continue with that person. I'm not saying all relationships are like that. I'm sure there are many relationships are like that. So change does not necessarily means bad. Individually, there's a lot of opportunity opens up. Collectively, a lot of opportunities opens up. Spiritually, in the end, we need to evolve. A sense of non-duality. We have to go and fully realize the changeless state of the Buddhahood. So I think that's one way, is to just to know that every single experience that you are having, this experience might be a great opportunity for you to evolve and grow. And maybe you can look also like in a way the universe testing us, the enlightened being testing us, a God is testing you, saying, or our spiritual masters is testing us, saying, is refuge tree working? Is that unbounded space working? Is that awareness working? Is that warmth working? It's opportunity to grow. It's allowing us to grow. That pain is, you can waste that pain, as we do, probably we have done many times in our life. There are some pains have produced more pain and left more traces. There are other pains, no traces, a lot of light and a lot of strength, a lot of growth. Do you want this challenge, this impermanence, to be which one? The one which makes you grow or the one which makes you weak? Choice, we do have a choice. And also sometimes sometime in the West, we always, many times when we talk about impermanence, people talk about many things. Sometimes I think one of the most important part when we talk about impermanence, we are talking about losing loved ones, very hard. Losing your father, mother, your children, your brother, sister, your friend, somebody who you have lost already, somebody you're in the process of losing somebody, even you reflect and thinking of losing somebody, it's always obviously very hard thing to think about, to process. We also have to reflect, what does that mean? That basically means, for us, death means a lost. That's what we say, lost, losing somebody. Is it really lost? I'm going to just be a little bit more humorous here. If your husband or wife, if you choose to sleep in the next bed, do you think you lost your husband or wife? Or choose to sleep in the next room, whatever reason, fresh room, or whatever, do you lost him or her? Or the person goes away for a week or a month, do you think you have lost? Not. So when somebody dies, we call it lost. But if you believe in the point of view of Buddhist point of view, you have not lost. Its journey is continuing. Maybe if you have husband or wife or close ones who are quite evolved, maybe they are ready for their next journey. Next development, next step. It's a step forward. I share this story. One woman I met, and she was very, sad. She said, my husband died, I don't remember now, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, but it was clearly, I remember, it was a very long time ago. And she is feeling very sad, very lost. I didn't tell her, but in my mind I'm saying that, your husband might be remarried, fall in love again with a beautiful woman or man, or I don't know, having children, having fun, maybe in having a honeymoon right now. And you here, after 20 years, still suffering. If you seize the truth, you will kill him. So you really wanted to continue to want to suffer? Of course not. Of course, I understand as a human part, you're still, if you look that way, it sounds good. But if you look your way, it's hard. Then look this way. And this is the right way to look. Your inner space, your inner awareness is the greatest processor of your thoughts and emotions, changes your own ability to reflect intellectually, analyze, is also second best options to process things. So choose in both ways in which it helps you. But not caught up with your own in the same way which is in the first place put you in this very hopeless and painful place. So it's really important in this moment of changes, a moment of changes and pain, somehow ability to maintain some sense, a trust to that inner space. A student of mine, he said in his language, he said, "Ah supported me when my father passed away." Basically means just holding that space. And another student of mine also, she did not come one of the retreat, but a friend of her told me that she was going through a lot of challenges and a lot of difficulties. And she said, the comment she made was, "I am holding that space, and it is helping me. I am holding that sacred space. I'm feeling it, being in it, remembering it. Anytime when I'm facing challenge, it's helping me." I said, wonderful. That is a sign. I was very happy to hear that, because I know that she remembers it. Everybody who remembers it will be supported. Everybody who is conscious of it will support it. Everybody who feels connection to it, it's supported. Like the child. Every child who knows the presence of the mother in the room will be feeling the protection. Protection is always there, but you have to know. In order to feel the protection, you have to know the presence of the mother. Mother is always there. Mother will always protect. But for us, it's not only a protection, but knowing that you are protected. It's more important than only existence of protection. Many times, so much gifts in our life, so much we have, it doesn't make sense anything to have so much when you are blind. And it does not benefit you unless you know what you have. Even a beautiful day, places where there is no a beautiful days, many days like that, when they have one day like that, they know how to appreciate that one single beautiful day. Places, those who have so many of those days, they don't know how beautiful those days are, because they're not aware of it. And it's not particularly making them happier. So knowing makes a big difference. So the presence of inner refuge there makes difference. Probably some of you might wonder that why I'm always talking about inner refuge. Well, I'm talking about inner refuge. For me, every given moment, the inner refuge is fresh as ever. If it's the page of information, a dead information that I'm repeating again and again, that has no value. The refuge that I'm talking is alive. It emanates itself more and more in my life, makes me feel more alive, and I'm just sharing my experiences. I'm not sharing only informations, I'm sharing my experiences. So saying that, maybe we can leave a little time for some questions from the Cyber Sangha. Cyber Sangha, okay. And then, of course, all of you here. Did you feel I ignored you, all of you here? He's not looking at us at all, you know. Yes.
Ramache, you have in our retreat talked about the treasure. It's a beautiful analogy, beautiful comparison. Can you maybe expand on that a bit, and especially for the people that are listening that haven't had the opportunity to be at this retreat?
Sure. So this is the a few lines from from the Seven Mirrors from Dzogchen text in the Bin. It talks about, it says Japu Kunzu Kachetar, like it's the inner refuge is like opening the treasure of the king. So this is the ancient metaphor. So here we were talking about is, imagine if the U.S. treasure is open for you, you know. So the king treasure, U.S. treasure. So same, you can look at the same way. And it says, those who understand these core meanings, you can, how you say, enjoy a treasure, a ceaseless treasure, a fruition from that source. So basically, it's saying, this is I think is a very important metaphor here, and also what we say in inner refuge practice. What we are saying, they are saying a source of all the positive qualities, right? Source of all the positive qualities in the first refuge. That means the same thing, right? That it's a treasure, therefore it's a source. So what does this translate to us is, sometimes we don't know the size of knowledge, the depth of this inner refuge and the teaching is, because we think, okay, you know, like emptiness, clarity, and awareness. What I don't know. It's just, I don't think we have any clue about it. That's for sure. So, and then especially probably many times we don't have any clue about it, because we think people would say, well, you know, I'm losing somebody right now, but how the inner refuge can actually help the losing person. You know, how it will help. I mean, practically speaking, how it will help. Of course, practically it will help. There's no question. What is it practically it will help? That means, one, that how you are able to handle practically that person has so much to do with the healing of that person. That means if you are handling that person with the fear, too much expectation, agitation, you know it's not going to work well. You will put somebody else more in the stress than the stress they already have. Many situations, people do those things. Like older parent dying situation, I've seen many times cases. So practically it helps. It helps you to calm, to be more open, not to expect, love as it is, value the opportunity. You see completely different way to relate to that situation than without having the connection to the inner refuge, for sure. So these all the qualities, it's arising from that place. That's why it means inner treasure. That makes sense? Let's give an example of joy. Joy that everybody talks about it. You know, I know very clearly the genuine joy I ever feel is in inner refuge. That I can say firsthand, straightforward, no interpretation. Just that literally, that's it. That's all what happens. Genuinely how you feel, because most of the time when we say, I'm feeling happy, they are very much based on pain. Like if you have one wounded hand, gets a little fresh air, you feel kind of nice feeling. And the other wounded, on the other hand, there's no wound, wind can blow there, you don't feel anything. So you only feel some kind of bliss on the hand, it's where it's wounded. How you enjoy food. More hungry you are, the more you will enjoy food. Not when more full you are, more you enjoy food. It's based on hunger. Our pleasures and experiences are very much based on its absence of something, not presence of something. But the genuine sense of joy are something that when you know who you are, when you know the truth, what is, not what it can become, and the ability to recognize that this comes from that inner refuge. So it's a truly a source of everything. I mean, I literally take it. I think in the Western world, at least clearly, I think in the Western world, there need to be more explanations in these lines, because the East somehow, I don't know, maybe they need it also, but maybe not as much, or maybe they were not explained in that way a little bit. You know, it was just say everything is more, how you say, mythic. It's kind of mysterious, mythic, or something like that. In the practical world, there's no bringing the teaching into the practical understanding. That effort was not much there. I don't think that they did not need it. Anyway, whatever reason, it was not there. But I think, for me, it's, as a Tibetan, as a Tibetan Lama, as a trained, as a Geshe, and when I see from that angle, it's kind of very illuminating for me. Wow, it really, I mean, yes, I wrote in my poem saying a source of all the positive quality. Here is saying treasure of king, means everything, you know, that you can enjoy, you can fulfill. The fruition is ceaseless. The saying is not saying only when you're dead and something's going to happen. It's talking about now it can happen. And the change of facing the changes and facing your impermanence in this very moment, you can open that door of treasure. You can get all the what you needed this moment to support you from that your inner kingdom's treasury, reachable, receivable. So that's how one should read. Okay? Yeah, let's see somebody there.
Yeah, we have about 420 viewers, more than 400 consistently, computers watching from all over the world.
It's nice, no? So here in Serenity Rich Gompa and Ligmecha Institute, those you don't know, it's in Virginia, in the East Coast, near Washington, D.C., in the United States. So we are sitting here, and this is our spring retreat. Everybody said, this is wonderful to share this space with all of you in the Cyber Sangha. So I'm just sending the message like this. Okay, the question.
A recent question here. Mary says, I'm going through a very challenging time. I feel a lot of negative emotions are being directed at me by an angry husband. If I do a practice on my own, I notice that my partner's difficult emotions escalate. This question is from Deirdre. So she says when she's practicing on her own, she noticed that it actually is causing her partner to have his emotions get worse. So I guess she's wondering what to do.
So the question is, and somebody is going through difficult moments, challenges with her husband, and so she's saying, when I'm practicing, and it seems like my husband is getting worse. Is it that kind of increases more? Well, I'm not sure about it. So, you know, if you are really practicing, that means if you're really being, let's define the practice, okay? You can one time, somebody told me this guy was fully in love with somebody, And but this person was practicing Dzogchen for quite some time, and then I thought he was quite, he has quite good understanding, and then and turned out to be not the case. And he was very much in love with somebody, and then somehow she left him, so he was really in pain and very angry, and he asked me what mantra would be the best one, and to hook her back, and so that is not very sounds like a Dzogchen practice, right? So, and the same person used to make a joke with her, because I will remember the joke. He said to her one day, "You are my illusion. You are projection of mind. Everything is projection of mind. You're just your projection of mind, And then afterward, when he was in pain, he could not say those words anymore. And so I told him that, you see, if you really understood, you're just a projection of your mind, you won't be feeling as much pain today, what you're feeling. The pain is clearly a sign of you are not open enough. That's it. So what I would recommend to you in this case is a few things. First, don't worry so much about the husband. Care more about yourself. And care more about yourself means what? Means the one who is in pain, the one who is asking me a question this very moment. Look at that person, who that person is. That person needs help. That person is that crying child I was talking about earlier. That person needs the mother. The person that needs to be aware of the mother, not aware of how much the negativity of husband increases or decreases every second. That awareness, just don't worry about it. Not pay attention. Pay attention to how much you feel the connection to that space. Whenever you feel pain, I am in pain. Do I feel some access to that mother? Does that mother exist? Mother exists. Where is the mother? Can I draw attention to it? Yes, I have to be still. I have to be silent. I should be talking. I have to be. I have to rest. I have to calm down. And then gradually, through that stillness, can I see? Can I feel the connection to that? And when you draw it, the moment you feel the connection to that mother, or the moment you feel the presence of the mother, your pain will automatically stop. When your pain stops or minimizes, that pain, by minimizing your own pain, will help the husband. But not trying to change husband. One of the things in any relationship we're trying to transform our husband and our wife. We don't trying to transform ourselves. And that does never work. Never work. And I don't know how many, all of you have experiences it doesn't work. So if you really have experiences that it doesn't work, then don't try again. Okay? Yes.
Another question from online. Ricochet, do you have any advice for when a current challenge is stirring up a lot of old, painful experiences from childhood? Do you bring the old experiences into the first refuge, or do you focus on the current challenge?
So the first repeat again the question.
When a current challenge is bringing up painful experiences from childhood,
Mm-hmm.
do you focus on the current challenge here in the first refuge, or do you bring the experiences of your past into you.
So the question is, if the current challenges of life bringing a memory of old challenges, old pain, and should I work with the current challenges or the old? It sounds like there is no old, both are current. So work with the current one, which includes the old one. Okay.
One other question here. Can you please explain the difference between Rigpa and Kunji?
Okay. So can I explain the Rigpa and Kunji? Yes, I can. So read the chapter on mother and the son in the wonders of the natural mind. Okay, so that's one thing. That doesn't mean I'm not going to say anything now. So I will say only in relation to the refuge here. So Kunji literally means base of all, the foundation, the source, which refers to the mother, or in this case refer to unbounded space. When we take first refuge, that's what we're taking, no matter what you call it. You can call it Kunji, Bunji, Munji, whatever call it. It does not matter. Okay? Second is the Rigpa, so which is in relation to the inner refuge. Here will be the awareness. Rigpa literally means knowing, being conscious. And here in also we say being conscious, being aware. And we say being, keeping your head in silence, listening to the silence, feeling silence in all your body, coming down. It allows the awareness to arise. So because many times we can say awareness is not arising, I'm waiting for awareness, I am waiting for awareness for 2 hours now. So why awareness is not arising is because you are waiting for 2 hours. 2 hours awareness cannot arise because you are waiting for those 2 hours. The moment you are stopped waiting for awareness, then after that 2 hours, and the very next second, the awareness will arise and it will say, my God. You know? Just imagine saying, this guy wants me to come in and not getting out. And cannot come in. You know, if it's, imagine in a room there cannot be two. The light and the darkness cannot be at the same time. So light cannot come in as long as darkness gives some space. So that is what Rigpa is, the second refuge. So that's what Kunji and Rigpa means. Okay? So one last question here, an audience here, if you have. Yeah.
Rинpoche, so I think we all know that when we're tested, it's opportunity for growth, it's opportunity to make choices that will help us to evolve. So what would you say to someone, well before that, so we may not be aware, if we don't have awareness of all the ways that that we are impacted. For example, we may not have awareness of how what's going on in the Middle East is impacting us individually. But we know on the big picture that it's very unsettling and that it's something troubling on the planet. So what would you say to someone, a leader for example, like let's say President Obama, what would you say to him if he came to you and said, I'm holding so much, how can I use this inner refuge to benefit me and, as a leader, of course, others?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think it's quite long to repeat this. So basically the short is that how one individual will find a solution, not necessarily being fully conscious of all the situations and consequences, all the situations, right? So how you can come up with the best answer, when you're not aware of every situation, which is very hard to be aware of every situation, right? Like Obama or anybody, right? Like you and me, in our own situation. So I think it's basically that we cannot, each individual, regardless of Obama or us, like each individual, we cannot expect ourselves to do more than what we can do. Okay, so that's one. So, I mean, in a way, your question is saying how we can do more than what we can do. So basically, answer is no, you cannot do more than what you can do. But what you can do, what that is, you can do. Because not necessarily everybody can do, not necessarily everybody is doing what they can do. They're not doing what they can't do, right? So let's forget about what they can't do, trying to do that. But what they can do, which they're not doing enough. I think that is the more question here, right? I think, so I would narrow more down into that place. So for that, many times the decisions are taking places with the fear. Bush going to the war with Iraq with saying imminent threat, right? So there's so many ideas about, is it really true? Is it really felt that way? He has pre-planned things, all these versions of stories. But let's say the story was true, that President Bush did feel imminent threat. So the feeling of imminent threat is coming from his own ability, how much access, familiarity to fear that he have. It depends on that. So he felt imminent threat, and he is in the position of making a big decision. But that which is very dangerous, to put somebody in a powerful position who is so fearful of everything else. It is always dangerous. So that basically, let's say, any other president who is not that fearful, if still fearful, that means whatever it means, basically means that each individual could go in that inner space of oneself where ego is not making the decision. That means a particular aspect of ego, a fear-based ego, is not dominating the events, the situations. So when one is, that is the time to use the most gift that human beings have, is the ability to self-reflect, revalue one's thoughts and feelings and emotion, saying, this is what I'm really feeling, is it correct? Ask others, ask people who are stronger, go to inner refuge, go there. So when you go there, you might come up with a different answer saying, no, it might not be imminent threat. Because there are many people supposed to be saying there's no imminent threat, even in the government, and supposed people who are supposed to be informing, they're saying that they're changing the messages here, right? So if some sense, if there is a ways to feel stronger, more optimistic, more collaborative, more outreach, more empathy, more compassion, for sure there might be a greater chance not to go to the war. If you truly believe in peace, then maybe there would have been not necessary to go to the war. So I think it's the same thing like any decision. In a small scale, it happens in ourselves all the time. You can say the same thing any given moment. Like those you are facing challenges, impermanence, and probably those you have to make some tough decisions in your life, this moment in your life, you're saying the same thing to yourself. How I'm going to make the best decision in this situation? This is what I feel, but is it right? Or is it a better way to make a decision? We ask that question all the time ourselves. But it kind of, some certainty to the voices you hear. There are voices you hear, do it. There are voices you hear, doubtful. It's like that. I mean, I just tell this in this decision that I made moving to California. I tell this because it sounds very strange, right? It sounds very strange that I never thought of I will move. I always thought of I will spend more time. I really appreciate the kind of climate and things like that there. But the way I made the decision, it was within 1 hour period, some friends encouraging me, just casual conversation in a cafe, going to the airport, missing my flight, and I feel, okay, I can stay one more day, recognizing I was happy. And only person that I have to consult in real way is my wife, saying, are you still okay with that? She said, yes. I said, we are moving. Within 1 hour, I didn't think before, didn't doubt after. And I moved. It's not that easy move, you know. It's not moving from one location to another place, but it's a big move. But what I'm saying here, and you know, is it a right move? Is it a wrong move? Who cares? You know, that's what it is. How do you define right and wrong? Your awareness, presence, moment tells you something. If you don't hold doubt against it, you move, you guide your life like that. But you might think I'm quite crazy doing that. I don't do that all the time. Because I know maybe some people in the Cyber Sangha that don't know me very well, you might think, oh my God, does he do all the time that? No. Only a few times I move in my life. I'm quite consistent things when I do things. But when change something, change it. With no doubts, no. So anyway, so I think the main point here is to just make sure it's not so much fear-based, not too much expectation-based. There is enough space, enough awareness, or maximum space and maximum awareness, maximum that warmth is there, and simply trusting it and saying yes. I think that's all what we can do, no? Then don't worry about it. That makes sense? Okay. So we are going to conclude, and so I'm very happy. Yeah, it seems like this our interaction and communication with our international cyber sacred sangha, it's happening more frequently, and I hope this will be just, just simple like that. So it's not like we have to plan, nothing like that. It's just like you're meeting somebody walking down the street, you meet and talk, it's like that. I hope everything becomes so much effortless, natural, so that this encounter becomes so flow like that, and so frequent. So when is our next one? Is July 6th. So July 6th, what time is it? July 6th, 9 o'clock, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's around 9 to 4 something, right? So 3:30. So July 6th, 9 till 4:30 Eastern Standard Time. That means New York time. And so I hope that everybody able to participate. Let your friends and families and Sangha, other Sangha member know. Then we expecting to have 10 translators in life. And His Holiness, our head of our tradition, will be also here. So there will be opportunity that he will give some transmissions, some blessings, and ability to hear his voice live, ability to sense some being in that space together with him, and with all of us together with him. So I think it's a great opportunity. So I look forward, and we will see you all then. Okay? So we will do the dedication. May my experience and realization of wisdom of three door increases. In purifying three poison, may I obtain the three bodies. In liberating my own being, may I benefit others.